Good evening, everyone. Welcome again. Today I'll be covering quadratic equations, how to solve quadratic equations, right? So the first thing is, so in this example, we are given 2x squared minus 7x equals to 4. We are asked to find the value of x. The first thing you need to do is to move everything on one side so that you have 0 on your right side. So to do that, we know that we have 4 on the right side of the equation, and we can move it on the other side of the equation. That will end up with a 0 here, and that will give us kind of the form of the quadratic equation. Because the form of the quadratic equation is ax, let me use the red. So basically it's ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So this is your form of a quadratic equation. Now we want to kind of try to rewrite this function so that it will be similar to this format right here. Let me go ahead and erase this. So like I just said, what we'll do is we'll move the 4 on the other side of the equation. So we'll have 2x squared minus 7x. Since it's a positive 4, when we move it on the other side of the equation, it will become negative 4. So we get negative 4 equals to 0. Now, I just said that the form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, where c is the constant. So basically, it's the term that has no x on it, right? So we know that the x squared has a constant that is a, and the x term has a constant b. So here we can see that this will be our a, this whole thing, so minus 7 will be our b, and negative 4 will be our c. So let's go ahead and just write it here. So a equals to 2, b equals to negative 7, and c equals to negative 4. Now there is a formula in solving the x. Now the first thing is, this is what we call a delta. So that's the determinant. So delta equals to b squared minus 4ac. Okay? Now once you know the delta, to solve x, so you find two values of x since it's a square. So you're gonna have x1 and x2. So x1 equals to negative b plus square root of the delta. So it's another square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything divided by 2a. Now x2 is the same thing. The only difference is this positive will become a negative. So negative b minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So x2. Okay? So now we know that we have a, b, and c. So the hardest thing is determining your a, b, and c. And once you know that, the rest you just have to plug it in, right? And again, since this entire thing is delta, if you know the value of delta, you can just put it in here without having to rewrite the b squared minus 4ac, or you can just use this formula. That way you don't have to solve the delta separately. It's completely up to you, whatever works for you best. All right, so let's get started. So what I will do, I would like to solve the delta first. So delta equals to b squared. What is b? b is negative 7, so negative 7 squared minus 4ac. What is a? A is 2. What is c? c is negative 4. So I get negative 7 squared is 49 minus 4. So negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. 16 times 2 is positive 32. So this is 32. 49 plus 32 is 81. So my delta is equals to 81. So I'll go ahead and solve for x1. So again, I said x1 can be minus b plus the square root of this entire thing is delta. So this is delta. What is inside? So this is my delta. So that will be just the square root of delta divided by 2a. Okay? So x1 equals, so what is negative b? So b is negative 7. We just said b is negative 7. So negative is positive, so this is positive 7 plus the square root of delta. Delta you just found to be 81, so the square root of 81 divided by 2 times, what is A? A is 2. Okay, so it's 7 plus the square root of 81 is 9, divided by 2 times 2 is 4. 7 plus 9 is 16. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So x1 equals to 4. So we found our first value. What is x2? So x2, again, I said it's the same thing. The only difference is this positive become a negative. So we have negative b minus the square root of delta divided by 2a. So what is negative b? So again, b is negative 7 minus is positive. So positive 7 minus the square root of delta, which is 81, divided by 2a. A is 2. So there will be positive 7 minus the square root of 81 is 9, divided by 4. 7 plus 7 minus 9 is negative 2 over 4. So we can simplify this. X2 equals to negative 1/2. And that's it as your solution. So x1 is 4 and x2 equals to negative 1. So really the hardest thing is determining your A, B, and C. And again, like the first step is always trying to have it in the format of ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Once you have that, you solve for your delta, or you can use this formula right here for your x. That way you don't have to go through the delta, but I highly recommend that going through the delta first. That way you are less likely to make mistakes, right? So, and it will make this one a little bit less lengthier than it shows. So now delta, so you solve the value of delta, then we find x1, which is minus b plus the square root of delta divided by 2a. We find the delta to be 81, and square root of 81 is 9, and we say minus b. B was negative 7, so minus positive 7 plus 9 divided by 4, and we got 16 over 4 equals to 4. We did the same thing for x2. The only difference again is just instead of having positive, we have a negative. And that's it. And if you have any questions, please leave in the comment section. I'll be covering more videos on the quadratic functions, and then also I'll be covering another video for application of quadratic functions. So how can you actually use quadratic functions to determine dimensions you want given a problem? Like I say, you are asked to find the dimension of a certain room if you are given the perimeter and the area, and you will see it in the coming video. Please don't forget to subscribe. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.